Hell of a Summer is a horror comedy film that was recently widely released in April of 2025. Now, this came out previously at a few festivals, primarily the first one being the Toronto International Film Festival in September of 2023, which is quite far back for this coming out now. A festival that I definitely need to volunteer again. Shit. It's been so long. Over a decade since I've volunteered at that festival, but the shit that comes out there, absolutely incredible. If you're anywhere around Toronto and a film fan, you can't miss TIFF, honestly. But this film, Hell of a Summer, premiered there, and then I only had heard about it now, actually, very recently when it started to get promoted more, and it had a tour in the United States where this was directed by Finn Wolfhard and Billy Bryk, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Finn Wolfhard, famous for Stranger Things, and Billy Bryk and Finn Wolfhard working together in Ghostbusters Afterlife. They started to collab together, and now they made a film together, which is pretty awesome. This film, from what I've been seeing on YouTube, has been getting an incredible amount of hate and a lot of not very positive reviews before I watched it. So I kind of had my expectations at a minimal level, kind of moderate. I knew that I was, well, hopefully going to have a good time. I didn't expect to hate this thing or anything like that. But I didn't expect it to be a masterpiece either. I just expected it to be a fun watch. And I had a good time with it. I had a very fun time with this film. It is literally exactly what I expected it to be. Very horror comedy. You know, you got your fun slashing. It's not packed with gore or anything like that. There's some good kills spread out through the film, but mostly it's like a lot of banter and a lot of like funny comedic dialogue, and I think this film is written really well, and I think it pays homage and pays tribute to like the goofiness and the fun aspect of the slasher. It's a very fun slasher, and pays homage to the enjoyment, the fun factor. The fun factor really comes out in this film of classic traditional 80s slashers and even 90s slashers, kind of. But yeah, Finn Wolfhard and Billy Bryk obviously had a blast, doing this film. They both wrote it, they both directed it, and it's a camp slasher. So you have these kids going to this camp, and a bunch of them are fairly new, and then there's this one guy, Jason, and they do play a lot of jokes throughout the film with his name too. It's really ironic in that way. Jason is he's 24 in the film, and everybody makes a huge deal that he's 24, like he's the old guy, and he's really goofy, and I like his character a lot because he's he's the veteran, so he wants to like run everything. He wants to teach the new kids coming in like how everything goes, how everything works. He wants to put together all the games, all the activities, all the nature things that they all do, kind of thing. Like he takes his job and he takes the camp really seriously, and it's really cool that way. But all the kids are like kind of trolling him because he's just like the old kind of weird guy. They like him and everything. Like they don't take it to the point where they want to like bully him or anything, but they chirp him out a lot, which is funny. But and he's not even like 24. I mean, I don't know if there's if there's a certain age where it starts getting weird to go to summer camp. I'm obviously there is, like, but if you're a counselor, who cares? Like, I don't get that. Even if you're in your 40s or 50s, if you're a counselor at a camp, if you were going to camp, that's weird. But being a counselor, when I was in grade 8, I went to a camp, and there was this guy who everybody fucking loves. This guy was like, he had to have been in his 80s, and he was so remember his name too. His name was Rex, and he was so fit. He was so fit, and he was like very. He had a lot of agility, and he had a lot of energy, and he would like do rolls and sit ups and push ups. It was ridiculous for his age, and anyway, just something I thought of. But yeah, when you're a counselor, I don't see it being weird. But obviously, if you were just going to hang out with a bunch of teenagers and you're in your 20s or 30s, then that, yeah, probably would be weird. But film, I got off track there. The film is fun, like I said, and I really like the writing and the dialogue in it, and it's just it's stereotypical banter between everybody. You do have your slashing going on, you know, your reveals, your twists, all that is obvious, but it's more. It's a better comedy than it is horror, and I think a lot of people who hated it wanted more gore, wanted more scares, but they probably, I assume, wasn't expecting it to be so heavy on the comedy, but it worked for me. And there's this one character, she's they make a joke, and I'm not going to spoil too much, but she's basically a vegan, and there's there's a joke involving like the food at the camp that gets played for a few laughs, extended kind of thing, and they play around with that a few times. So I liked that, and I liked everything with Jason. The he's kind of your lead, you could say, and Finn and Brian are both in the film too as characters. So yeah, it worked for me anyway. And if it sounds up your alley from the way I've been describing it, definitely go check it out. It is streaming now, and go support it because it is a film that certainly deserves to be supported. And I like seeing films like this, passion projects from people in the horror industry and people who enjoy cinema. So it delivers the goods in that sense for sure. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.